Michael, I think this is good news, right? Sounds like good news. Halo moves to Unreal Engine 5. Good.
All right,
bad?
good.
Okay, here we go. With multiple games in development, I'm already a little nervous, Michael. Michael Straw over Insider Gaming tells us all about it. All future Halo games will be developed in Unreal Engine 5 and will be created by a new studio at Xbox.
Ooh.
Sort of. Xbox announced on Sunday night, dude, just yesterday. It was just like, what a weird way to drop this news. But during the Halo World Champions, which is not so weird, I guess. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? It just seems like such an odd day for things to drop. We never get news drops on a Sunday. But the developer 343 Industries will be changing the name to Halo Studios to signify a new dawn for the Halo franchise. In addition, it was revealed that Halo Studios has multiple games in development. Why the change to Unreal Engine 5 for Halo? Quote, if you really break Halo down, there have been two distinct chapters. Chapter 1, Bungie. Chapter 2, 343 Industries. End quote. Studio head Pierre, I'm going to say it's Hints, said, quote, now I think we have an audience which is hungry for more. So we're not just going to try improve the efficiency of development, but change the recipe for how we make Halo games. Did we be scared right there, Michael?
Yeah.
So we start a new chapter today. End quote. As part of the change, Halo games will no longer use the Slipspace engine that was created specifically for Halo Infinite. This opens up developers to work on the new games as opposed to simply upkeep the engine itself. The move to Unreal Engine 5 for Halo will allow for better development games for fans thanks to the benefits the engine offers developers. Quote, respectfully, some components of Slipspace are almost 25 years old. End quote, said studio art director Chris Matthews via the Xbox Wire. Quote, although 343 we're developing it continuously, there are aspects of Unreal that Epic has been developing for some time, which are unavailable to us in Slipspace, which and would have taken huge amounts of time and resources to try and replicate. End quote. He continues on, quote, we had a disproportionate focus to try to create the continuous conditions to be successful in servicing Halo Infinite. End quote. That was, dude, what a weird model for Halo Infinite to be released in, right? It was drop multiplayer, then we'll come out with single player, and then we're gonna drop Forge, and it was just piecemealed out, which did not work whatsoever, right? Quote, but switching to Unreal allows us to put all the focus on making multiple new experiences at the highest quality possible. End quote. As far as new games in development, Halo Studios says they'll release when the company feels they're at the right state to be released.
Of course.
Yeah, right? So the biggest question is now, what are your thoughts on Halo, Michael? Because I said Halo Infinite is dead.
Yeah, I mean, the Halo franchise is dying, which hurts to say, right? I mean, a combination of Halo Infinite's completely bungled launch, as you mentioned, plus the TV show killing a lot of fans' love for the franchise. They're in a very, interesting spot. Seems like they're making a lot of the right moves. I'm a little concerned they're already saying we have multiple games in development. I'd like them to say, let's target one game. Let's try and bring Halo back first. And then if it's successful, hop into multiple projects, right? The fact they already have multiple projects, it sounds like we're almost getting that Assassin's Creed situation, right? Where we're going to talk about today, where there's like 10 games scheduled in 5 years. And it's like, why don't we just focus on one? So I'm cautiously optimistic with these changes. I like their move to Unreal Engine 5. I mean, they're saying all the right things. I think a unique engine for Halo made sense, but if it was hard to update, I get it. But please, just pick on one game. Focus on one game, right? Let's not do these split games, because then it feels like we're going to get another Infinite situation where game's going to come out, hey, there's no Forge mode, which is just, that is ubiquitous with the Halo franchise, is Forge mode. The fact you didn't come out on launch was absolutely, completely ridiculous. So focus on one game, but I'm excited. I'm a little bummed we get a third new studio, right? Like, I don't want to keep track of all the new studios. I get they're focusing on Halo, but I miss the Bungie days. I'll just put it that way.
Man, part of me wants 343 just to move on completely.
Yeah.
Like, just move on. Let Halo die. And see what else. Dude, create a new IP. Because Master Chief is no longer the Chief. Nobody cares, right? Is what I come down to. Dude, you mentioned Halo to my kids, they don't care at all. You mentioned Halo to an old school fan like us, well, now you got something, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many you pulled people back in with the multiplayer, but they just didn't stick around. That's what happened, and then we all moved on. Now, granted, I was just talking to Scott last night. He's jumping back into the world of Halo because it's that hook for him, right? It's that nostalgia plus the love of Halo that keeps pulling him back in. Now, I understand they've done a lot of fixes, and the multiplayer is at probably at its best state where it currently is now than it ever has been. However, it's not enough anymore for Halo, right? It doesn't have that gravitas to pull people in, make them stick around day in, day out. Dude, Halo was never a games as service model. Now it is. The competition is bigger than it's ever been. And for Halo, I'm just like, it's time to move on. Like, that's where I was after Infinite. I'm like, you guys just need to figure out something else. Stop Halo. But I get it's a staple for Xbox and some fans as well. But I think the move to Unreal Engine 5 is a much needed move. It allows them to now not have to worry about focusing on, okay, man, we got to fix this engine. This engine isn't working. Let's upgrade the engine because it needs to step up to the new tech where we're at today. Unreal Engine 5 allows them to walk away from that and say, hey, Epic, I just need your engine to work, right? And allow them to get in. Not that simple. I understand that part. But it is one of those things. One less thing to worry about. Multiple games, Michael. Let's talk about that. What are we getting here? New campaign, right? Dude, they go from the ground up. Let's rebuild, right? Let's rebuild the franchise because you tanked it currently where it is. It's in a dumpster fire. So how do we rebuild this franchise from the ground up? I think that's maybe one of the smarter moves to do, to bring back not only old fans, but to create new ones. Here, this is why you're going to care about Halo. This is the story of the Chief. This is how it's done. Build it from the ground up. Secondly, dude, why don't we have a battle royale yet?
They were supposed to have one, right?
Man, there's rumors, and then no, and then yes, and then no, and then somebody made it in Forge, but it's not made by 343. So what's this new studio working on? Are we getting like a side-scrolling spin-off? Like, I don't know. Dude, there's so many questions right now with Halo. What game would you like to see, Michael?
Halo 3 Remastered. I think as much as I know we rag on remasters, but I think this is a franchise that desperately should open with a remaster, right? Bring people back with Halo 3 Remastered or Halo 2. I'm more of a Halo 3 guy. We can debate all day which one's the best, but Halo 3 or one of the old games, remaster it while you're working on a new game. Bring the fans back in, bring the new community back in, because you're gonna tell your kids Halo 3 was lit. Like, we gotta get Halo 3 Remastered. Then there's a new one, bam. But start with Halo 3 Remaster. I don't like going to the remasters. This is a franchise I think desperately needs one.